Powerful thunderstorms pounding downtown St. Pete. Lightning as well, lighting up the sky. And after about an hour weather delay, we're ready for soccer. The Tampa Bay Rowdies set to take on St. Louis FC. And we're thrilled to have you with us. Thanks for sticking with us. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. The Rowdies coming off another 2-game road swing and add 4 more points to their total. How impressive, Ryan, has been their play away from home.
The performance has been stellar. The ability to defend and absorb pressure from other teams on the road allows this Rowdies team to get points away from Al Lang Stadium. Thanks to Neil Collins, who built this thing from the bottom up, starting with his steady defense, an incredible keeper in John McCarthy, and a hard-working midfield and forward line means the Rowdies mean business on the road.
All right, let's take a look at the visitor, St. Louis FC. The Rowdies playing them to a draw back in March. They get them again tonight. They're led by Lewis Hilton, always the orchestrator in their attack.
Lewis Hilton is the heart and soul of this St. Louis FC team. He has the ability to spray passes anywhere around the field, and he is absolutely deadly on set pieces, causing havoc at any given dead ball.
And for the Rowdies, Lucky M. Kosana, the mid-season acquisition. Ryan, how's he working out so far?
Well, the man they call Lucky has been exciting and electric coming off the bench. He has conjured up 4 points for this Rowdies team single-handedly with an assist and a goal to bring the equalizer against Pittsburgh. He is the super sub off the bench.
All right, and tonight, Lucky M. Kosana will get the start. We'll show you that starting lineup coming up next. It's the Rowdies taking on St. Louis FC. Kickoff straight ahead from Al Lang Stadium.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
At Morgan Auto Group, we have one goal: being the one dealer you turn to for all of your automotive needs. We have over 30 dealerships and more than 20 brands. And thousands of vehicles to choose from at prices that won't have your budget in the box. With guarantees that give you more than just peace of mind.
Nice hockey reference.
Just putting the biscuit in the basket, Tyler.
Nobody says that right.
Agree to disagree? Because when you make it Morgan,
we make it happen.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
So ready for the late start. Tampa Bay Rowdies and St. Louis FC set to kick off from downtown St. Pete. Tonight's formations brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Tomas Gomez gets the start in goal for St. Louis FC. And how about the forwards? Cicerone and Greg, averaging 7 goals between them up front. For the Tampa Bay Rowdies, John McCarthy, stellar all season long. Also, Pape Diakite in the back with Kwadwo Poku. He's come off the bench in a stellar fashion over the past month. He will start tonight for the Rowdies. But if you look at the Rowdies formation and lineup, you notice one guy who was not in the 18. Heather Donnelly has much more on that. Good evening, Heather.
Yeah, Drew, Juan Tejada missing from the lineup tonight. That's because he's away on international duty, playing for Panama's under-22 team at Olympic qualifying. On Wednesday, he made his international debut, starting and scoring for Panama in a 1-1 draw with El Salvador, and he'll be back in action again with them tomorrow night. So he's not here tonight, but he will be back with the Rowdies in time for next week's match at New York Red Bulls 2. Guys.
Heather, thanks. The young soccer career of Tejada continues to blossom as Neil Collins, in his second season, easily a Coach of the Year candidate in USL Championship. Anthony Poulos, on the other hand, in his second season after leading St. Louis FC to the postseason in 2018. Rain continues to come down in bunches here in downtown St. Pete, but you see the pitch just absolutely pristine as we're just about ready for kickoff. Size up both sides with our injury report for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Andrew Tenari, David Najim we will not see tonight. And you see the injuries, 5 on the shelf currently for St. Louis FC. So our first weather delay of the season. Grounds crew doing a spectacular job here at Al Lang Stadium, keeping the surface playable, getting the tarps on and off in the pregame. Our crew as well hanging in there through the very, very difficult conditions. And hopefully now we've got 2 stellar hours of soccer straight ahead.
With the lightning out of the way, this is perfect soccer conditions for these players. Expect an electric performance from both sides.
Rowdies and St. Louis FC. Make sure everybody is set, and we're underway from Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies immediately on the attack. Leo Fernandez in the starting lineup for the Rowdies.
Well, Coach Collins said this week that they're going to attack down those sides. No Andrew Tenari to be the playmaker in the middle, so look for Leo Fernandez, the Samba man, to create on that left-hand side. Early corner for the Rowdies.
Officials, Sergei Demianchuk is the head official tonight, as Tomas Gomez will be on guard here for the first corner kick. Put in motion by Malik Johnson in the box. And it'll go over all the way to the other side. The Rowdies will throw it in on that far side.
Excellent service by Malik Johnson. Good corner. Just couldn't get ahead to it. And in the end, defensive action by the St. Louis backline.
St. Louis FC will now throw it in. St. Louis FC wearing, of course, the all-white tonight. Tampa Bay Rowdies in the iconic green and gold.
Take a look at number 15, Sean Reynolds, taking the throw. He was one of 2 changes from last week's lineup. Sean Reynolds coming in for Kadim Farouk. And Matt Boehner on the right back coming in for Doris Guy. The 2 changes from St. Louis from last week.
Maduro now touches it back, and Richards has to go back and take care of it for Tampa Bay. The keys to the match, Ryan.
Well, expect St. Louis to sit back deep, and the Rowdies have to have speed in the last third to break down this St. Louis defense. That comes from Gwenzati and company. And on the Rowdies side, on the St. Louis side of things, keep up the intensity. They've had a long run in the US Open Cup, matching that with the US League Open play. They're going to have to keep up their intensity to keep up with this Rowdies team for 90 minutes.
See, quick talking to down on the field, Dominic Caduro, one of the Iron Men for the Rowdies, holding midfielder. He's had quite a journey this season. A little bit different style of play this year. 6 yellow cards to his credit. I don't think we'd see that at this point early in the season.
He provides so much protection for that back 3.
Seba Gwenzati over to M. Kosana, who handles for the first time. Gwenzati touches to Leo Fernandez. Here comes the service, line drive. Got it to the 6, and shot from distance this time. Nice and high. The Rowdies showing some pretty nice pace here early.
Well, Leo Fernandez is setting the tone on that left-hand side, just like Coach Collins said he would. That time, Lucky Kosana couldn't get on the end of the cross, but Dominic Aduro, here it is, the Samba man, little chip inside. Kosana going up for it, headed out, and it falls to Dominic Aduro, whose left-footed shot goes over the bar.
So this could be, it looks like it is going to be a very wet night, a little slippery here, and the first time we've really seen these type of conditions, surprisingly, all season long. Ryan, how do you think it affects the way the Rowdies attack?
Well, the field is going to be slick, which is going to play right into the hands of attacking players like Leo Fernandez, who was just on the ball. Defenders are going to have a hard time keeping their footing. And so expect the attacking play on the Rowdies' end to be fast and furious. Also, the ball is going to skid on the surface, so players have to expect that, and their ball control has to be extra tight tonight.
McCarthy clearing, just underway in the 5th minute. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch. As we get started a little bit late here tonight. Tampa Bay Rowdies with 40 points on the season, trying to get 3 here at home. Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to selectsportamerica.com. Service coming in, Kosana streaking across the 6, and now Poku will switch the point of attack for the Rowdies. Tremendous ball movement here in the opening minutes.
Oh, with St. Louis sitting so compact, Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson are doing the business tonight on the wings.
So early on, St. Louis FC is on their heels as Boehner came over to deflect it out of bounds, and already another corner.
Seems like Neil Collins favors the in-swinging corners as Malik Johnson is taking his 2nd corner tonight from that left-hand side, trying to get that ball as close as possible to the 6-yard box.
Johnson looking more and more comfortable as a Rowdy. The ball was headed, and Tampa Bay will now throw it in.
Drew, you touched on that 40 points already this season. 41 points all of last season.
Incredible.
And still half the season to go. This Rowdies team has showed up in 2019.
That is amazing that if they were to get a result tonight, they come home with 3, it will eclipse their entire point total of a season ago. Who would have ever thought? And still 14 games to play for the Rowdies. As attacking is Johnson now from that right wing. He'll sail this one over, and it'll head over across the touchline. It'll be a throw in for St. Louis FC.
Well, he just got an idea of the footing for defenders there. Number 15, Sean Reynolds, had the step on Malik Johnson, but just couldn't keep his footing. Johnson got around him, but his cross was just a little too hard.
Meanwhile, if you're St. Louis tonight, Sean Reynolds of St. Louis FC, their last victory, Ryan, April 27th. It is amazing. Win over Swope Park 3-1. They have not had a victory since. That's nearly 3 months without getting 3 points. See if tonight is their night. Is going down is Reynolds. He was tripped up that time.
Well, Drew, Coach Poulos and his coaching staff took a chance and made a run in the US Open Cup, committing a lot of time and players, and as a result took away from their USL League performances. It's so hard when your roster is not that deep to perform in 2 different tournaments.
Now, that is a great point. Success in the Open Cup does not come without sacrifice, that is for sure, as Lewis Hilton will put this set piece in motion.
There's something for the Rowdies to think about. They conceded against St. Louis with Hilton standing over a dead ball in a similar sort of position. It was a little further out to the right back in St. Louis, but he is deadly on these set pieces.
3 assists on the season for number 8, Lewis Hilton. Kosana. This ball sailing over, and this is Kavita now collecting. Vida tries that quick cross, deflected off of Ekra, and it'll be a corner for St. Louis FC.
Just as we expected, another lovely struck dead ball. The ball bending away from McCarthy. He could not get involved. In the end, the Rowdies give up a corner. Mr. Hilton is set for another in-swinger.
Lewis Hilton, midfielder out of Truro, England. A little physical down there. Kavita right in the middle of it. Caleb Richards also jockeying for position. Tampa Bay Rowdies in first place in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. Trying to defend their own goal here as McCarthy skies above and brings that one down.
What a plus to have your goalkeeper come and take the pressure off of that back line with an in-swinging corner like that. John McCarthy has just been irreplaceable on this team.
Nice ball this time. Greg comes over. He'll try and cross one in position. Oh, elevating for the header, just a little bit off. That could have been real trouble as Fernandez tries to clear it for Tampa Bay.
Well, Malik Johnson getting caught high up the field on this right-hand side meant that Greg could find some room on the left. An excellent cross. But it just shows once they have room on those wings, they will be used.
Well, head back to school in style on August the 10th when the Tampa Bay Rowdies take on Birmingham Legion. All fans will take home Rowdies hoop socks while supplies last. Visit rowdiesoccer.com for more information. I cannot wait. I've been wanting a pair of those, Ryan, my entire life.
Get in line, Drew. It's been a long line this season with the success of this Rowdies team.
It is throwback night here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We'll be talking about some of the great stars of the past throughout this broadcast, and those Rowdies socks, as iconic as it gets. I remember all my friends used to have those socks growing up. I mean, that was just that look, that signature look that has never gone out of style since 1975.
Traditional, and as you said, never goes out of style. Green and yellow hoops, if you're interested.
This ball won. Nicely done. Look out. Daker's attacking. Coming over just in time is Diakite. Gosana touching to Poku. Here come the Rowdies. How about that?
Great job.
Outlet that time. Here's Ekra. A little space to work with. Jan Ekra to his left. Ball serviced in. Gosana trying to get a foot on it. Just a little bit high, sailing over his foot.
Well, that all started on the right-hand side. Play broken up, and the midfield trio just moving the ball effortlessly through the center circle. In the end, Jan Ekra looks to his right, then slips the ball left. And here comes the Samba man, a tantalizing cross. And the man they call Lucky just could not finish it.
So about an inch away from going up 1-0. Caleb Calvert on the other side, former Chivas product for St. Louis FC. This one sent out, shot from distance. Oh, great save that time. First time McCarthy involved on the save for the Rowdies.
Well, the Rowdies cannot blink because this St. Louis team is trying to pounce on any openings that they get. Excellent run down that left-hand side. But great defensive stop by the Rowdies on the shot from the top of the 18-yard box.
Was not sure if McCarthy actually got a piece. I don't believe he did. Looked like the ball ricocheted out that time. But Rowdies defense holding their ground. Here's one more look, and yes, yeah, that was not touched by McCarthy. That was...
Actually looks like the forward.
It was Richards.
Richards, yeah. Well struck by Lewis Hilton. We talk about his ability on dead ball pieces, but when the ball is live, he can put all 10 laces on it. The Rowdies, of course, fits for teams in the USL this year with their high press. Oh, it is being shown again. Just gives you an idea of the slick surface, Drew. That ball just skidded off the grass. It did not hold up.
Ralph's mob making their presence felt, and fans, we invite you to follow the Rowdies and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and much more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the USL Championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Good turn by Lucky Kosana. And in the end, caught his defender out. And a foul given.
Ball be placed down here by Caleb Richards. 14th minute. Scoreless here in Tampa Bay. St. Louis FC in 11th place right now in the Eastern Conference. Had the great start. And just over the past few months have not been able to get a result. Aduro giveaway that time. And Cicerone sends it back for the visitors. Rowdy's continuing to press though. As here you see Seba Guinzati. Ball is loose on the opposing end, and Guinzati nearly had a gift.
Well, tonight, if the pressure is put on this St. Louis team, it could be a long night for the visitors. The turf is wet, hard to keep your footing. Mistakes will be made.
Third corner kick coming up for Malik Johnson. A goal and 2 assists on the season for Malik. Diakite, as always, the big target, number 44. Headed out this time. And Aduro. Nice pass over to Ekra.
Good patience by Jan Ekra. Not trying to force the play.
Morad trying to send it in. And here comes St. Louis FC the other way. Just as you say, good patience. Rowdies rush it just a little bit that time.
Yeah, Jan Ekra really was trying to get all the pieces back together. It looks like Tariq Morad tried to squeeze one in as he raises his hand in apology to his teammates now, causing that counter-attack.
What a season Caleb Richards has had for the Rowdies. And what a future the young man has as well.
Just 21 years old, Drew. And Norwich City has a gem on their hands.
Johnson, the speedster, now slows things down just a bit. Aduro trying to take that pass away. St. Louis, that pass. The Rowdies like to find Ekra and let him kind of do the rest. Johnson. Little stutter step, able to stay with it. Malik Johnson quickly sending it Mkosana's way. He watches it sail by as Fernandez will gather in the far corner.
Well, he is shifty, Malik Johnson, and it's hard to stay in front of him. And the crosses are coming in fast and furious. In the end, good job by Tomas Gomez plucking that one out.
Tomas Gomez, the homegrown product, 25 years old. And Malik Johnson, it was Johnson, remember, last time the Rowdies were here at home. He's the one who really started that spectacular play that resulted in the goal by Seba Guinzati to put the Rowdies in front and get the big victory over Ottawa.
What an addition he has been halfway through the season. Had that injury to begin. Didn't play in preseason. And has come on strong since then.
Poku trying to send it forward, and we have got a whistle. Guinzati goes down, and now Ekra. It's a little tied up with Sam Fink that time. And a little smile from Jan Ekra.
Looks like Sam Fink thought that was a fumble and just jumped right on top of that ball and wouldn't let it go. Now, interesting spot here. Leo Fernandez is standing over this ball, but the angle is definitely suited for a right footer. As we see the early ball by Poku, And Guenzati, looked like his legs just got caught up with Matt Boehner. And a free kick called. But it looks like the Brazilian has no intentions of giving this one up.
So Fernandez sizing things up here. Seba Guenzati will find a place right next to that St. Louis wall. Derek Morad also looking on. Gomez on guard for St. Louis.
The problem with the left footer kicking this one is that the bend is going to bring the ball closer to the keeper rather than a right footer making the bend go away from the goalkeeper. And that's why Tarek Morad is at least there for as a decoy almost.
Fernandez gives a little arc. And let's see who touched that. I believe it was the visiting side. Rowdies will have a corner.
Well, the wall did its job. Here comes Fernandez. They all jump in unison. And it looks like it just came off the head of Caleb Calvert, the big forward. And dare I say, corner number 3 for Malik Johnson on that left-hand side.
Johnson, ball has got some curl. Headed out immediately. Caleb Richards will send it back to McCarthy. 20th minute here in Tampa Bay. Both teams have had a few chances thus far. No damage done on either side. John McCarthy. What a tremendous season he's had. 9 clean sheets, 47 saves coming into this match.
Such a big reason the Rowdies are in first place in the East. Starts with the men in the back.
Fernandez comes back. He'll go down this time. And we could have some discipline here. Yellow card is out. And it will be delivered. So this will be a Ford's Garage yellow card issued to Caleb Calvert here in the 20th minute.
Well, defense starts with their forward line, and Caleb Calvert putting the hurt on Leo Fernandez, not allowing the Brazilian to turn and start the counter-attack.
So now we'll check on Leo Fernandez as he will be helped up slowly, and as that happens on the pitch, we're thrilled to be up here in our press box with a little bit of a surprise. David Najum has just joined us in the box here, and David, you have got the night off, but we're absolutely thrilled to have you as our guest. Welcome here to Rowdy Soccer ESPN Plus style.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome. It's really cool to see where you guys do all your great work from.
What's it like stepping back and watching your mates go at it with St. Louis here tonight?
It's nice. It's nice. You know, you get to see it from the bird's eye view, but you know, it's always better being out on the field. That's the obvious answer, right?
Give us an update on your status and how soon can we see you back out on the pitch?
Yeah, so the training staff and the medical staff, they've been so great with me because they know the injury I went through. So, you know, the injury has its ups and downs. Some days I feel better than others. So they're always so great with me. They want me to be up front with them. They know it's, you know, a long process. And then, you know, the end goal is to be healthy, feeling 100%, and just being able to play my best soccer. So, yeah, it was nice for them to kind of give me a couple days in training, couple off days here and there, but you know, they have my best interest in hand.
You talk about that injury. You spent just about a year trying to come back and get back out on there, and really one of the true bright moments early on this season whenever you came back and scored a goal, and this place went absolutely bonkers. But it has been very difficult to stay at that top level, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you see the level of the USL just growing, and you know, the teams we play against, and just the extreme conditions here, you know, the heat, the humidity, it's tough to play down here. So just being in this setting every day in the morning, just working hard, it takes a toll on the body, on anyone's body, really, healthy or unhealthy. So, you know, it's something that I've experienced. You know, obviously I wanted to be, you know, getting back on the field as quickly as possible, but you know, realistically, it is a long-term thing, and you know, I'm getting to see that a little more now.
So now that you're injured, as compared to when you're fit, what is it like in a day of practice for you?
Yeah, so you know, once I started to get back on the field early, there were times where I'd be in and out of sessions But I mean, with the injury, it's a progression, right? And again, the medical staff and the training staff, they've been fantastic with it. They always have a plan for me. Everything's so clear. They don't try to push anything. It's just a consistent plan that they have on paper. And even if it doesn't, match up on the field, if I'm not feeling great, then, we'll take a step back and reanalyze everything and kind of go with it. So it's nice to say that, when I'm in full at this point. So, and it's about getting as many full days as possible and trying to get through the weeks and, be ultimately ready for the games on the weekends.
Rain continues to come down here. Matt Boehner throwing it in on the far side here in the 24th minute for St. Louis FC. Boehner tries to get inside the 18, does just that, and now traffic in there as M. Kosana comes over to send it out. Heather Donnelly wants to chime in down on the pitch. Hey, Heather.
Yeah, hey, Drew, and hey, David. Heather Donnelly down here on the field. This dreary weather obviously isn't ideal for a sideline reporter, but as a player, if you were out here playing, or maybe get into the mind of your teammates, is this dreary, wet kind of weather the type of conditions that you guys like to play in, or does this pose some challenges? Yeah,
absolutely. Maybe not to this extreme, but you always love a wet pitch just to get the pace of the game a little quicker. But yeah, it's a little extreme, but it's always a fun game. Maybe some of the bounces won't go your way, but you actually have to be on your toes a little more because of the weather and how messy it is sometimes.
Well, the Rowdies have your summer plans all set with $10 kids tickets to all regular season home contests. Tickets available to all children 17 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. For more information, go to rowdiesoccer.com/ticket specials. Together, Rowdies. Just a great family event. Bring the entire family to come enjoy Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis, David Najim with us, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch. 25th minute, and it has been just an awesome season so far for Rowdies soccer, David. But in your mind, it's going down that time, Sean Reynolds, what is the biggest reason the Rowdies are as good as they are as opposed to last season?
Yeah, I think it's just the consistency and the clear planning that the coaching staff has instilled in this team right now. Everyone has a clear plan of what we're doing and what's expected of us. And we just never took our foot off the gas. Every week we go into training knowing what's expected of us and knowing what we look like when we're at our best. So we do that every week. Whether we prepare for an opponent who's a little different, but we just bring what we do every week and we bring it into the games as best as we can.
Obviously, having you back out there makes a huge difference. But two guys you mentioned to us earlier, Juan Tejada and then also Caleb Richards, how critical they have been for the Rowdies this year. It has just been awesome, their play, hasn't it?
Absolutely, just incredible, fun, exciting players to watch. Young players who just bring a lot to the table, who are going to have fantastic careers. It's great to have them and kind of see them getting more confident as the season goes by. They've been so important to what we've brought to the table this season so far, and they're going to be crucial for the extent of the season.
Heather is eavesdropping. Heather, what you got?
Yeah, Drew, I'm just eavesdropping down here on the sidelines. David, Lucky Mkosana recently joining the Rowdies here. He's a guy that I know you had played against in the USL Championship, and he had played with a lot of your teammates here on the Rowdies, like Seba Guinzati, even Jan Ekra, Leo Fernandez. How much does that help bringing in a guy midway through the season that you're kind of familiar with in terms of having played against him or some of the other guys who played with him before?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fun fact, this relationship goes back a little further. Back in college, he played at Dartmouth. So he was one of our rivals when I played at Columbia. So got to see him. The
Ivy League crew.
The Ivy League crew, right. So I got to see him a little back then. And he was a dominant forward in our league back then. So it's good to see him being successful here as well. But yeah, he's an experienced player. He played all around here in the United States. And he's just effective. You can see what he's good at. He sticks to what he's good at. He's a threat in behind and at his feet. He works so hard, and that's exactly the type of striker we're looking for. So he's an incredible addition at this point in the season.
Excited to have David Najim with us. 28th minute, still scoreless. Tampa Bay Rowdies and St. Louis FC. What do you make of this contest so far?
Yeah, so this was always going to be a tricky game. St. Louis, they're sitting midway through the standings in the Eastern Conference, but I don't think it's fair to them. I know they have a few games in hand, but they've gotten some great results against some very good teams, so we know this is going to be a tricky affair. They are very organized, well organized defensively, and they pose threats on set pieces. That's why it's going to be a very tough matchup for us. But we have to stay compact and kind of not take our foot off the pedal at any moment, or else they'll be quick to counter and dangerous on set pieces.
So David, on a night like this, looking at this St. Louis team, the field is slick, like we said. How would you think Coach Collins would like to attack this team? What would he say to you guys?
I mean, one of the most important things, I think, with their formation, what they're playing in a 4-4-2, our wingbacks are so important. So this entire first half, I had my eyes on Malik and Leo, and they're in tons of space out there. So the quicker we can move the ball to our wingbacks and kind of exploit those areas in the wing kind of before they can shift out towards us, I think that's going to be what Neil is going to be looking for this entire game, especially with the slick pitch and low, hard-driven balls across the box.
Now, you play the right wing back. If you do have space, a second or two before they shift to you, does Neil want you to cross it in first time or just roll it back into Ekra and company? Yeah,
so I mean, that's one of the trickier parts about being a wing back, right? You have to make quick decisions, and you have to kind of analyze where the strikers and the midfielders are. So it's what the best decision is at that time. But of course, if you can get the ball in the box in a dangerous area with our attackers running onto it, that's ideal.
Malik Johnson now attacking from that right flank for the Rowdies. This one on the ground. Sent right back to him. Johnson sizing things up. Now gets it to Ekra. Poku in the starting 11 here tonight. Morad as well. Morad, this one in the box and hit out immediately. Cicerone has it for St. Louis FC.
Well, it looks like St. Louis are going to give up the wings and allow the crossballs to come in and try to compete with the Rowdies in the air. Just not going to give them any room in front of the back four to pass any sort of 1-2s. You think they're just comfortable to just give up the wings?
Absolutely. I think their back line is kind of set up for it. You see them shifting and the center midfielders kind of filling the gaps in between. But, against our system, a team always has to give up something. And I think this team has given up the wings. And, that's where our strengths lie. So if we can just shift the ball quickly from side to side and kind of catch them before they complete that shift, I think that's where we're going to be most dangerous.
Well, tune into ESPN3 July 24th, 4 o'clock for a special afternoon edition of Wednesday Night Soccer as Reno storms into Orange County to meet OCSC, looking to climb closer to a playoff spot. July 24th, 4 p.m. on ESPN3. St. Louis FC trying to create a scoring chance this time. The whistle blew far before that. 31st minute here, and we are still scoreless. David Najam with us up here in the booth, and talked about coming back from the injury like you did successfully. Also talk about competing for your native country, Afghanistan, and how much that has meant to you in your soccer career.
Yeah, it's nice to finally check that off the box, right? It was a call I got during my injury last year, so it was something that motivated me to get through my injury. Obviously, getting back on this pitch here with my teammates, but what an experience it was when I finally did go overseas. I got the pleasure to play with my brother on the same pitch internationally, which was an incredible experience, so memorable. But the international game, it's something else. It is soccer, but there's something that just brings a different thing out of you. And sorry, as Leo crosses the ball.
Size up this, David. What happened here?
There's some contact in the box there, Seba. It looks like he just couldn't get there in time. A little high on the cross as well, but I think a good no call there.
Now, David, we touched on before the game the difference for coaches on an international break have such a little time with their squads. What's the difference between an international coach and a club coach in talking tactics with you guys?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've seen. I think the international coaches have it a little more difficult just because the time is a lot less that they have with their players. So I think a lot of their work is done planning on paper, more than on the field. So I think they come in as Leo chips a good
Fernandez
ball.
pulled in the box and scored! Seba Guinzati takes it out of the air and the Rowdies lead.
The Samba man strikes from the left-hand side.
So Leo goes 1v1, exactly what we want him to do. Isolate those outside defenders, step over, waits for him to go down, chips the ball into the dangerous area, and Seba just finds that someone's going to be on that back post to tap that in. That's where we want our strikers. Great positioning by Seba and finishing it off cleanly. Excellent goal.
Goal number 11 for El Capitan. Always shows up at the right place at the right time, and that's just purely effort, David.
Absolutely. That's one of the qualities that he brings. That's why, you know, he's hungry in the box. He's a great leader. That's why he's our captain. He's just a player you can always count on. It's incredible.
Yeah, you can see that from miles away. When Guinzati's on the field, he is that emotional leader and also leads from just pure effort. And as a forward, that's so important, right? Because you have to make cuts and runs, and sometimes runs that are not paid off with goals or chances on goal, but making runs nevertheless.
Absolutely. He's one that leads by example, and it's so refreshing to have you know, someone you could look up to, and you know you know exactly what to expect from him.
Not just that too. You heard Ryan say the Samba man, Leo Fernandez, when he's coming at you, he's switching directions like that. You know what it's like to defend that.
Yeah.
That is not easy. You're nearly helpless as a defender.
Absolutely. He's so shifty, and he can go inside or outside. That's the toughest part. So it's like picking your poison, you know. You don't want him to go on a strong left foot, but at the same time, you don't want him to go inside and kind of get a good angle to shoot out with his right foot. So I wouldn't want to be this right back.
Ball shot just wide as McCarthy may have gotten a piece that time. St. Louis FC striking back quick. And finally, David, before we let you go, this is a very emotional night for the entire Rowdies family. It's throwback night, such a magical history this franchise has had dating back to 1975. What has it meant to your career to wear the green and gold?
It's incredible, and I got an experience with some of those legends last year. You know, unfortunately, the season was cut short a little bit, but you know, the impact they have in the community, on the field, you know, it's unbelievable. What they do for the fans, for St. Pete, for Tampa, just a rich history, and that was one of the main reasons and attractions that brought me here. You know, just soccer in St. Pete and what the Rowdies do is just so refreshing and so great to the community and soccer in general.
Malik Johnson shifting to his right now. Malik fires one in. Epko Sana is there. Traffic inside the box. Seba tries to square it up and scores! The brace for Guinzati in the 36th.
El Capitan strikes again. Ball out wide. Malik Johnson brings it in, and it turns into a training session. Lucky Kosana, and there's the Uruguayan plucking it out.
Just great positioning from Seba once again. He just knows exactly where the goal is. He doesn't even have to turn his head. He knows once he takes that touch, he's going to slot it into the corner. And again, a great 1v1 situation from the outside from Malik, putting in a dangerous ball, and our forward just combining in the box with a great finish to put us up 2-0.
Seba's got the brace, and the Rowdies are rolling here at home. I'll tell you what, David, you are a lucky charm up here in the box. You may as well stay for the rest of the half if things continue like this.
Don't tell Coach Collins that he'll have him up here.
Great stuff. St. Louis right now trying to gather themselves. Greg on the far side up against Diakite.
It's such a crucial goal too to get that second one. Takes a lot of pressure off our guys. Now we could start focusing on what we do best even more and just dominating possession and trying to get the third and fourth.
David, I'm glad you brought that up. The most dangerous scoreline in soccer is 2-0. You know that. You just scored your second goal. You have 8 minutes before the half. What is it like? Do you just kind of, as a human being, do you just kind of drop off a little bit?
So I think naturally, yeah. But what our coaches want, you know, once you smell blood in the water, you want to go after it. But you know, maybe there's a little bit of game management depending on the field, the tiredness of some of the players. But at this point, I think we could take a breath, relax, but once again, just get back on the ball and go at them. Try to maybe even get a third before half.
David Najim, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Great to see you up here. We love seeing you, though, down there. And please get well soon. Take a little photo here with Ryan Davis, our analyst, is David Najim joining us in the booth as he is up here, the Rowdies getting to. David, thank you again.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dave.
David Najim, such a fan favorite here for the Rowdies. Rowdies with a 2-0 cushion here as we approach 40 minutes.
Well, exactly what Coach Poulos did not want. Wanted to come into Al Lang Stadium and keep this score at 0 for as long as possible. But with the slick ground and the Rowdies in the mood, the wingbacks, Malik Johnson and Leo Fernandez, have created havoc and created space for Seba Gwenzati, who has now 2 goals already in 38 minutes, which puts him on 12 for the season, Drew, as he moves up the charts in the USL scoring table.
Right, I believe that's the first time here at home all season that the Rowdies have scored 2 goals in the first half. So Gwenzati lighting it up. So David Najim, even though he's not on the pitch, certainly having a big effect on the end result here for the Rowdies. Having fun here tonight after an hour weather delay. Rowdies picking right up where they left off last time they were here. And doing great work here at the moment. Johnson can't collect. A little collision down there. It looks like Murad was involved. Somebody went down hard that time. That's Cicerone who ran right into him. Definitely got the worst of that collision. So Russell Cicerone, 4 goals, 2 assists this season for St. Louis FC. Will get up slowly.
Cicerone trying to get to the ball first. Again, just a 50-50 collision there.
Let's check in on the pitch with Heather.
Well, Drew, those 2 goals by Sebastian Gwenzati have pushed him further ahead in his race for the USL Golden Boot. He had 10 heading into tonight. Now he's at 12 goals. And the leader, Solomon Asante from Phoenix, has 14. So Sebastian Gwenzati now just 2 goals back from leading that Golden Boot race here in the USL Championship.
All right, good stuff, Heather. Continuing to track news and notes around the league. We'll talk more about Asante later on, as well as McCarthy skates to his right. And we got a busy halftime, don't we, Heather, coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, as soon as the whistle blows, I'll catch up with Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. The Rowdies will tell us about their dream homes. We'll get a look at the best from the past week's League One and Championship action. And then, of course, we'll check out the highlights, those 2 beautiful goals from Seba Gwenzati, and stats from the first half. Guys?
All right, look forward to it. St. Louis FC still trying to mount their attack. Kite will gather it, and ball will belong to St. Louis FC. And Ryan, I will say that I think you've just moved next level. You know why? Because you're calling a game and you just tweeted at the same time. That is a very special select skill that I'm still trying to do.
Just watch and learn, Drew. Just watch and learn.
What is that Twitter handle? Ryan Davis, COYR, right?
That's right.
There you go.
Well, if there's one way for this St. Louis team to claw their way back in this game, is to have this man stand over the ball.
There's a Ford's Garage yellow card issued to Leo Fernandez.
The dead ball specialist himself, Lewis Hilton, steps up.
Hilton drills it. McCarthy drifting back and takes care of it. Oh, had to be careful there. The feet were drifting back that time. That was nearly a goal for St. Louis FC. McCarthy, I'm not sure he knew exactly where he was.
Well, I've seen Lewis Hilton kick free kicks from that angle, and he set up the goal in St. Louis early on in the year. From there, he went outside of the foot trying to catch John McCarthy cheating on the cross, and he actually went for goal there. So, bit of trickery from Lewis Hilton, but McCarthy was alive to it.
Poku now circling. Caleb Richards attacking from the back for Tampa Bay. Rowdies have been relentless since the start. Now it's Leo Fernandez again trying to cross one in. Kosana gets a touch. And the ball will go out. No, rather still alive. Did not cross the touchline, and the Rowdies continue.
Like David Najim said, such a thankless job to try and stay in front of Leo Fernandez on that left-hand side.
Ekra trying to sneak one in. Take one more look at what was possibly reason for the yellow card before, and I think right there Fernandez maybe got a piece of the face that time of Kyle Gregg.
Well, it looks like Leo looks to be an inadvertent hit on the face, but then Fernandez just lunging in the end to get the second infringement. And I think at that point, the referee had seen enough.
Kosana winning it in a crowd.
Lucky Kosana just showing off those foot skills.
He's in such outstanding form.
So you look at additions during the season. Lucky Kosana comes in, gets a goal and assist in 2 games, earning 4 points for his team. And then you have Malik Johnson coming in off of an injury on the right-hand side, who just creates havoc.
Fernandez, ball deflected by Painter. Fernandez right there, corner of the 18. Rowdies now will reset things. Poku shifting it back.
Just going back to those 2 additions, one coming in from the market from a trade and the other coming off of an injury. Just talk about spurring a team on. And the Rowdies were going guns before they came on. But if you were expecting any sort of a lapse from this team, these 2 players come in and just push them even further.
Guantani trying to chase it down, and foul will be called there. We have 1 minute of stoppage time here coming up. 1 minute before halftime.
And Seba Guenzati is a tireless forward. And if you're a defender thinking you're not going to get any contact, think again. Ball on the end, on the sideline, just seems to be a harmless ball, but Guenzati chases after it and puts the tackle in.
Rowdies lead 2-0 on a pair of goals by Seba Guenzati. Dakers see if St. Louis FC can get a chance here before halftime. Something positive to head into the locker room with. Slowly trying to get it in position. Fernandez is there. Service is in though. Rowdies able to take care of it, and that will do it for the first half. So everything going the Rowdies' way through the first 45 minutes and change. Guenzati scoring twice, and the Rowdies with a comfortable 2-0 lead, at least at the moment. Send it down to Heather Donnelly.
Thanks, Drew. Coach, you're up 2-0 here against St. Louis. 2 beautiful goals by Seba Guenzati. You've got to be happy with the way your team has played.
Yeah, of course, we know how hard it is at home sometimes to break teams down. Tonight, I think in the final third we've been excellent, exciting, and hopefully there's more to come.
Does anything stand out to you as something that you do need to adjust?
I think you just see the last few minutes there. We still created a couple of chances, but equally, we can't take our eye off the ball at all. It's a challenge when you're 2-0 up to keep playing and keep applying the pressure and to keep going this way as well.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, thank you, Heather. Guenzati adding 2 goals to his total. Now with 12 on the season. 2-0, your score at the half. Halftime festivities coming up next.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics at visitstpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
The Tampa Bay Times. I'd like to invite you to listen to my new daily podcast, Sports Day Tampa Bay. We'll talk Rays, Lightning, Bucks, and Bulls. I'll have special guests join me regularly for their takes and answer questions from listeners. Join the conversation on Twitter at SportsDayTB and use the hashtag SportsDayTampaBay. Whether you're in the kitchen, on the road, or at the gym, it's Tampa Bay Sports Talk on your schedule. Download it now on iTunes or go to tampabay.com/sports.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
It's halftime here at Al Lang Stadium on a soggy evening in downtown St. Petersburg, and the Rowdies lead St. Louis FC 2-0 after 45 minutes. And I know you're watching a soccer game, but we're going to go a little HGTV on you for a minute. We asked the Rowdies to tell us what their dream house would be like if they had unlimited money, and these guys dream big. Check it out.
There's really just one feature I've always wanted in my dream house, and it's super lame, but I've always wanted to have a slide go from my bedroom to the pool. So it could be pretty much anywhere. As long as I've got that slide where I can just, start my day with a little plunge in the pool, I'm happy.
It would have all sorts of gadgets and slides from top to the bottom, everything, but big with a big garden. Probably like an AstroTurf pitch in the back.
My dream house? Just a house with 15 bedroom, a jacuzzi, pool.
Probably just a 4-bedroom for me, my wife, kids, and some visitors when they come. I don't like too big, it's no need.
My dream house, not so big. I don't want a mansion, but with a big backyard with my dogs, my kid, everybody.
In the beach, in the coast, just not too big. Because, I don't know, I just like simple stuff sometimes. So just relaxed, quiet.
A crib on an island, just by myself with nobody else, except me and a handful of people that I chose.
That's something that I would love to have on the coast in California, right next to the beach. Nice open windows, modern layout, overlooking the ocean. That's definitely my dream home.
Great stuff coming from your Tampa Bay Rowdies. 2-0 is the score. And before we move on, got to tell you and show you all the great moments from USL Championship over the past week and USL League One.
Long strike, a goal for Orange County. Lacroix and Duke Lacroix. This is dangerous, headed on frame. It is a goal for Orange County. Corey Herzog, and he perfectly places it. Hit toward the back post, in the air and through. Orange County.
Reese Williams with some space. Williams curls it inside the 18. Soccer attempt and a beautiful strike on the bicycle. For Lansing Ignite FC, absolutely incredible. Elma Enfor, are you kidding me? Going long distance, trying to connect with Sayone, and he puts it in the back of the net from long distance. Sending it forward, here's another opportunity, and boy, you back of the net. That is what they've been looking to do all night long. 91st minute, we are tied at 1 apiece. Here's Mintz again. Mintz gets across to the top of the D. Moshomani left foot. Beautiful strike. Tumi Moshomani. Here comes North Texas on the attack. The strike and a goal.
Is this the moment? Jose Angulo! Dillon Stadium Martinez. Martinez! What a way to secure a hat trick! Douglas Martinez taking the spotlight. To keep it out, does the 17-year-old. Looked like it hit the heel of Forrester. And the Bold have the answer moments later. Guess who? Tierpak. Cervantes got the early rounds against the super sub. There's bodies up there. There's bodies up there. Let's see this. This is where he shines. Cross that in, lets it through. Here's Partey. Can you believe that? What a strike. His second on the year.
Kobayashi trying to pick it up Ryan Wright. Wright brings it down. Wright puts it in.
Well, here are our out-of-town scores tonight. Charleston Battery get a 1-goal win over Hartford. Indy 11, 2-0 over Loudoun United. Bethlehem, a huge win over Louisville City FC. Ottawa, shutout over Swope Park. Pittsburgh and North Carolina, that game has resumed. A bit of a weather delay there. Birmingham and Atlanta and New York Red Bulls, too. Rowdies have them in just 1 week, 1-0 at the half over Memphis, 9-01. Now, this standings here, that reflects the up-to-date games. Tampa Bay Rowdies right now comfortable in first place. New York right behind with Indy 11. North Carolina, Nashville in that top 5. St. Louis FC at the bottom now in 11th place. So out of the playoff picture if the postseason were to begin today. Our storylines: Golden Boot watch Solomon Asante with 14 goals. Keep in mind though, Guenzati with 2 in the first half. He has 12 now, tying him with Daniel Rios. USL Championship Game of the Week, July 24th, 4 p.m. on ESPN3. And Phoenix Rising right now, #1 in the power rankings. Rowdies are second. Fresno SC is third. Much more from Al Lang Stadium. Highlights and stats. And we'll also check in with Heather and have our second half coming up next.
This is My Kind of Happy Hour.
My kind of joyride. My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, "That's my kind of blue."
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Together, we fight.
Here come the Rowdies. Guenzati shot. Score! John Juan Tejada!
Join us on Saturday, August 10th as the Rowdies defend their home pitch against Birmingham Legion. All fans will take home Rowdies hoop socks while supplies last. Visit rowdiesoccer.com for more info.
Together, we are the Rowdies.
2-0 is your score. Tampa Bay Rowdies leading St. Louis FC. Already the brace by Seba Guenzati as the Rowdies lead heading into half number 2. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. We'll check in with Heather Donnelly in just a moment. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. And plenty of them for the Rowdies. They've controlled the pace of play and the chances as well since the start. Jan Ekra getting the Rowdies rolling here.
But St. Louis
Their 3-0 win over North Carolina FC. So we'll see if he can do it again tonight here against St. Louis.
Guanzati, Malik Johnson also setting an early tone for the Rowdies. Not much working offensively for St. Louis FC. John McCarthy's been challenged a few times, but on the wet surface, clearly the advantage is to the home side. In case you're just joining us, this area pounded by severe thunderstorms before kickoff. So that produced an hour weather delay. Rowdies came out absolutely unfazed. This tight-knit unit has just lived up to every single challenge and a lot more. A little bit more than halfway through the season.
The question is now, in the first opening 15 minutes of this second half, how does St. Louis react? And as a result of that, how do the Rowdies react to St. Louis in regards to intensity and them seeking to get at least a goal back to begin this second half?
Talked about the points total. If the Rowdies do get the victory tonight, they'll already eclipse their point total of a season ago. Keep in mind also, Rowdies' best since joining USL Championship was 53 points back in 2017, a couple seasons ago. So with 14 matches to play, the Rowdies on track to absolutely blow that out of the water if they can continue what they have started this season.
Well, if you're not seeing this on the screen, the St. Louis lineup at the kickoff looks like a 4 wide receiver set on the right-hand side with the quarterback about to snap the ball.
It's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, I'm just showing off my, with the football season coming up, I'm just showing off my skills there, Drew.
It's right around the corner. Well, one thing that the storms did bring sort of cooled off this area a little bit. And when the rain has not been coming down like right now, setting is pretty ideal for USL Championship soccer. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, and Heather Donnelly and our phenomenal crew. Kudos to them for hanging in there throughout the inclement weather conditions earlier on this evening. St. Louis FC trying to get back in it. Sometimes that score, 2-0, is the most dangerous score in soccer, Ryan. The Rowdies cannot take anything for granted here.
Well, it just taps into that human behavior. When you go up 2-0, you're going to drop off a little bit. And then on the other side of things, the intensity, because you're still in reach, is going to go up a couple notches. So as a result, the game sort of shifts in momentum.
Ball be taken away. This is Richards.
Oh, great read by Caleb Richards. Just so alert to anything around his 10-yard diameter.
Leo Fernandez, nice 1-2 just behind him. Saber Guanzati trying to get it right back to Leo.
With Richards out of position, they come right down this right-hand side. The Rowdies recover. And Poku just doing such a good job fighting back for a place in this starting lineup after starting the season on the bench. Just had that game-tying assist last week, against Pittsburgh off the bench. Just another timely performance from another Rowdy player.
Now it's Richards. Duro also. Poku getting the nod tonight in the 11. Morad with it for the Rowdies. Derek Morad, a little bit of daylight to work with. Get it right that time to Guanzati, who lost it. Cleared temporarily by St. Louis FC. Duro getting in there, and the foul will be called. We'll get all the updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com, searching the Rowdies, and then clicking follow to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Rowdies' next match by going to ESPN.com. Now, click follow for your club.
Well, the little engine, Dominic Duro, is not going to let anything pass him here. And he sets the tone like he always does defensively for this Rowdies team.
Cicerone trying to squeeze through. He wanted a foul. says he was grabbed.
Cicerone is such a dynamic right-sided player, a cross specialist. He has 4 goals and 2 assists this season. He's a handful for any defender.
Lewis Hilton, the master of set pieces for St. Louis FC. And our player to watch in the pregame. Former Charlotte Independents, trying to add to those 3 assists he's produced all season. This one, not even close. Rowdies take care of it.
So he is human. Usually so good on those set pieces, because couldn't get across that first line of defense. Lewis Hilton, very uncharacteristic. He set the record last season for this club with 6 assists all year round, and like you said, has 3 to his name already.
Now Caleb Richards. Maduro sharing. Tarek Morat. Jan Ekra.
Great job by the Rowdies, just moving the ball around. Gonna make sure the St. Louis team runs every inch of grass in Allang Stadium to get back in this game.
St. Louis trying to build some pace. Hilton. Nice ball this time. Rowdies retreating. And deflected that time by Johnson. Win tonight would give the Rowdies their 12th of the season. Only 1 defeat, 7 draws. St. Louis, meanwhile, trying to get their first victory in nearly 3 months. Not looking very good right now. 5-5-6 record.
And here we see St. Louis moving the ball a lot quicker than they did in the first half. As Caden Dakers lays it off, here he is again. Excellent work ethic, tireless player for Coach Poulos.
Cicerone sliding it ahead. Look out, Rowdies a little bit late reacting. Fernandez getting there though, as Boehner was trying to pick it up and try and crossing it in.
Well, it looks like the referee at first got the call wrong, but if you think Leo Fernandez is good on the attacking end, look at him defensively. In the end, looks like the forward for St. Louis got the touch, and the linesman corrected the call. And so it's a goal kick for the Rowdies.
It's amazing when you look at the history of both of these teams. St. Louis has not been around very long, gotta say, but the Rowdies have never defeated St. Louis FC. 0-1-2 all time against the visitors. So a win tonight would make it their first ever against the St. Louis side.
I think this is the season of a lot of firsts with the Rowdies in the way that they're set up and the way that they're playing. You can see a lot of records and new highs being reached.
Guenzati. Not giving up on it. Belonged to St. Louis FC. Yeah, first season for you, Ryan, out of Trinidad
and Tobago.
And since you've come on board, a lot of members of our crew have been asking you. They want to check it out, travel to the homeland.
Yeah, great place to see. The most southerly island in the Caribbean. 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. Fantastic scuba diving in Tobago. There's something called the brain coral where people travel world over, and of course the leatherback turtles laying their eggs year round.
And I'm sure you can give Rowdies fans a place to crash too, your place back home.
Of course. A 1-bedroom house, more than enough space.
Perfect. Ekra operating now. as he tried to hit Guenzati that time. St. Louis conceding their 20th and 21st goals earlier on in this match. Rowdies, meanwhile, just continuing to build their goal differential. Right now, it is plus 20. Very impressive. 31 goals scored on the season, only 11 conceded for Tampa Bay. And if you think that plus 20 is impressive, consider this. Phoenix right now, Ryan, they're plus 35, just off the charts. Are Phoenix Rising?
That is men against boys happening right now in the Western Conference in regards to Phoenix FC.
One guy right now tearing it up for them, Junior Fleming's 8 goals on the season for the former Rowdy. Solomon Asante, we told you about during halftime, lighting it up with 14. Ekra for Tampa Bay.
You know, just want to touch on the midfield trio of the Rowdies tonight. We have the Ivory Coast Ekra and the two Ghanaians in Kwadwo Poku and Dominic Aduro. They have made a fantastic contribution tonight in controlling the game, just setting the tempo for this Rowdies team. We look so much at the wing play because that's where the room is, but these three have managed the game. They are in the trenches and manage the game beautifully for this Rowdies team tonight.
Zadi taps it out, and that'll give us a moment to tell you about Rowdies socks. You have got to have a pair if you're a Rowdies fan. Head back to school in style on August 10th. Next time we're here at Al Lang Stadium as the Rowdies take on the Birmingham Legion. All fans will take home Rowdies hoop socks while supplies last. Visit rowdiesoccer.com for more information.
Drew, the next time we head out to a party, you have to wear the green socks, green and yellow socks, Bermuda shorts, and a t-shirt. My friend, that'll be a winning look.
Good look for me?
Yes. Forget the cleats. It means that and a pair of flip-flops.
Okay.
You're good to go.
If you say so. Make sure we reserve some of those Rowdy socks for that next home contest. Heather, what do you think?
Well, Drew, while we're on the topic of fashion here, I've got to add that head coach Neil Collins last week was nominated for USL Championship Best Dressed Coach. He didn't do too well in the poll. I think he finished up 10th, and he said some of his fellow members of the coaching staff were giving him a little bit of a hard time for that. But I don't know. I think he does pretty well on the sidelines. What do you guys think?
Heather, I think he missed his opportunity by not wearing the socks. If he wore the green and yellow, that was it. No contest.
Yeah, he hung up those socks, though, you know, after his playing days. And I'll throw another fun fact out there for you. The last player to score against St. Louis FC for the Rowdies here at Al Lang was Neil Collins back in 2017. He scored a nice header goal off a set piece against St. Louis FC to pull out the draw for the Rowdies. But Sebastian Guenzati has now taken over that honor as the last player to score against St. Louis here, guys.
Yeah, and I told Coach Collins that on our conference call earlier this week. I said, Coach, remember that goal? He wanted nothing of it. Was totally deferring praise to Guenzati, his top scorer, saying that, no, Saba's the one who's going to have a big night. He certainly has here tonight. And, you know, more on Coach Collins. We joke a little bit about the way he dresses, how sharp he looks on the sidelines, but I guarantee you, Ryan, his demeanor just night and day in year 2 than it was last season, and that confidence has really trickled down to his team. The Rowdies just playing with so much confidence this year.
You know, people around the USL League ask questions about the Rowdies. How come they're doing so well?
Great tackle this time. Tampa Bay trying to get it in range. Aduro looking for Saba. Guenzati trying to turn it around, thinking hat trick. Over to Ekra now, top of the box. Ekra from distance, saved by Gomez.
Well, it was Dominic Aduro making some room on that right-hand side. In the end, falls to Jan Ekra. There it is. Poku to Ekra. Ekra sizes it up on the ground. Good shot. With Tomas Gomez. Just well read on his part. Made it look easy. But as people ask about this Rowdies team this season, so much of it falls on Neil Collins and the tempo that he's set, the culture that he's set in the dressing room. He took over with a couple months left of last season, and it was great for him to get a taste of it so he can rebuild this season. He knew exactly what he wanted during the off-season to make this run, to make this turnover happen. And he did that, piece by piece. And now this Rowdies team is running on all cylinders with youth, and you sprinkle in some experience, and boom, you have a #1 in the Eastern Conference with this Rowdies team.
Rowdies finding feet at the moment. Poku over to Ekra now. Poku going to get whistled here. He is wondering what was the reason for the foul. And he's saying, what did I do?
Poku's,
I think he's got a point there.
Asking the referee that he had possession of the ball and showed no intent. And it was inadvertent, but the referee has been consistent all night long.
Poku has been such a lethal weapon off the bench over the past month. Had that brilliant assist that you were able to call, Ryan, in the last match against Pittsburgh, as the Rowdies again quickly moving it up the pitch. Guenzati, far side. Johnson now approaching for Tampa Bay. Malik Johnson with a rocket. Oh, Gomez barely gets a hand on it.
Well, do not blink. Malik Johnson, he has shown cross many times before in this game. This time, takes the challenge upon himself and went for goal with an absolute screamer. Here he is, gets all his laces on it, and Thomas Gomez getting his fingertips. And looks like to be corner, I believe, #7 for the Rowdies now. Excellent calm play by Cicerone, just chesting it down under pressure, clearing it out. Here's the 20-year-old wearing #20, Caleb Richards, whose Norwich team has been promoted to the Premiership.
Ekra and Aduro. Morad setting it up. Ball was quickly at Johnson's feet. St. Louis coming off their first ever postseason berth in 2018, trying to get something going here. Cicerone, several Rowdies in front of him, and again a quick giveaway.
Oh, look at Tariq Morad. Under pressure, just touches the ball around the forward to keep possession.
Oh, hard into the board that time. It was almost like a hockey check. Sean Reynolds came over and delivered one to Malik Johnson. That St. Pete Clearwater billboard cut in half.
Oof. Well, it was disguised as shoulder to shoulder, but Sean Reynolds had one thing in mind.
We're going to have a substitute here as Masta Kosher will check in, and Cicerone's night will be through.
Now, Kosher was signed this week by St. Louis, and the scouting report says nothing else but dynamic player on the wings, has the ability to track back, which is so important in this St. Louis 4-4-2 system. And for St. Louis fans, it'll be a breath of fresh air as they try to find a way to dig themselves out of the hole that they're in. And the youngster whom they signed this week, he is on the ball. He's going to try and provide some sort of spark.
St. Louis FC on top of it now. We're in the 63rd minute. Final third for the visitors has been an adventure tonight. And credit the Rowdies defense. That back line once again shining. Simply not many opportunities to work with for Oscar Umar and company. Well, this one gets through though. Here they come. Best chance. McCarthy on the ground. Takes care of it.
A ball given away in midfield. And the pass went to number 22, Kyle Gregg, who turned and then in that aggressive nature of his, gets it on his left foot. Applies the hammer, but John McCarthy made it look easy, and it wasn't. Kyle Gregg, 50 USL goals. Knows exactly where that goal is. Looking for number 51.
Poku trying to get through. Couldn't get past that last defender. Emko Sana doing his best to chase it down, and it'll belong to St. Louis. So Emko Sana again effective tonight with the assist. It's just made an immediate impact. Had that goal against Pittsburgh last week, and an assist against Ottawa last time here at home. Tell you what, the signing of Emko Sana, I think it's just brilliant front office work by the Rowdies. He was just the perfect get at a time when the Rowdies knew that they were going to lose Juan Tejada for at least a few weeks. And even beyond that, when Tejada comes back, I mean, there's simply not one or two guys you can key in on for Tampa Bay. The goals can come from so many different ways.
You know, the difference between him and Antoine Hopono, Hopono fits into that Louisville system perfectly, being a possession-oriented team. It fits right into Hopono's skill set. Lucky Kosana, in the same breath, falls into what the Rowdies want, playing off of Seba Guenzati, a player who plays off of the ball, who makes sharp cuts for the midfielders like Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson and Zach Steinberger. So just like that assist last week to tie up the game 1-1, it was that sharp cut through the middle of the box that Poku found, again complemented the players behind him, and it resulted in a goal. So that was one of those trades, and Antoine Hopono has already scored for Louisville, that was perfect for both teams. It ticked both boxes, it made sense, and lucky for the Rowdies to have this player available that they can trade Hopono for.
Diakite organizing. Rowdies right now scrambling back. And this ball will sail over, head on it by Kavita. Diakite very effective here tonight. Some would argue that he's been the MVP of the Rowdies defense this season. Talk about though Hopono, the impact he has had with Louisville, Emko Sana here in Tampa Bay. Also, you got to figure too, when the Rowdies get Andrew Tinari back, keep in mind, he was having a stellar campaign before he went out with an injury. Once he comes back, I'm telling you, Ryan, I and you and a lot of people starting to really become believers. We don't want to get too excited too early with our home side, but the Rowdies, I think, really on the verge of something extremely special.
Sit back and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a long season in a good way for the Rowdies. Oh.
Like a collision there.
Two players with similar personalities in Lewis Hilton and Dominic Aduro. Both of them are not going to hold back.
Aduro right now is the player on the ground.
It's like two atoms colliding, Drew.
And as you said, Ryan, earlier, I know it's very easy to nitpick officials, but our head official tonight, it has been a little bit inconsistent. You saw the late tackle there, Aduro going down, and that clearly, I think, some frustration.
Well, a poor touch by Aduro opened the door for Lewis Hilton, who lunged in. Took out the legs of Aduro, definitely a foul. It looks like an inadvertent hand came across and caught Hilton in the face. Looks like to be a yellow card for Dominic Aduro.
or is that going to be Hilton? And keep in mind, Oduro does have 6 yellows this season, and Dominic Oduro will get a Ford's Garage yellow card here in the 68th minute, surprisingly. Also got a red card this year as well.
Yeah, somebody who applies his trade in front of that back line, and tackling is his middle name. So the cards do come through fast and furiously for Oduro, but he's merely doing his job. He's a physical player, something that Coach Collins loves about him. And as a result,
Rowdies still with a 2-0 cushion. Caleb Richards with it for Tampa Bay. Home crowd has done a great job hanging in there after saw severe thunderstorms roll through the Tampa Bay area earlier tonight. Sometimes when you have those long weather delays, the energy sometimes lacks. That has not been the case for both the fans and home team Rowdies here tonight.
looks like there's going to be a substitute here.
Looks like we're going to get Sean Barry coming in here in the 70th minute.
Sean Barry. The return. Well, if you're keeping score on this Rowdies roster, Sean Barry was absolutely electric to start off the season on this right-hand side for the Rowdies. Got injured. David Najim stepped in beautifully on that right-hand side. He got injured, and Malik Johnson came in off of an injury and made that right wing-back spot his own for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Sean Barry played sparingly against Bethlehem, and Swope Park came in against Bethlehem in the 65th minute, then against Swope Park in the 73rd minute, but not a lot of playing time for Sean Barry. He gets an opportunity right now. Hey fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs at all levels across the USL to develop local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, go to uslsoccer.com/academy.
Oh, beautiful move by Jan Ekra. He's still going.
Attacking, he goes down, and that's an easy foul.
Well, the play started with Caleb Richards, again, just pickpocketing his man.
You know, the one thing when an official like Demanchuk has somewhat struggled here tonight, the players can sort of sense that. And right now, I think the control of this match has gotten away just a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's getting kind of chippy out there. And as a result, the reactions of the players are heated. All falls on the referee, sadly. There's another yellow card to Lewis Hilton.
So Ford's Garage yellow card to Lewis Hilton in the 72nd minute.
Well, that play all started with Caleb Richards pickpocketing his man. Pass it to Jan Ekra, who just beautifully turned away from Lewis Hilton's challenge. And as a result, the Englishman just took him down from behind and earned himself a yellow card. Well, an awkward position for this free kick. Too far away for a shot. And kind of close for a chip. So Poku going for the dink. And lucky Kosana got on the end of it. But Tomas Gomez, like all night, has been alive to these quick plays by the Rowdies.
Gomez controlling things. He's conceded twice here tonight. Seba Gonzadi. Oh, how about that, staying with it. And now Poku attacking, beautiful ball. Rowdies on the brink as Barry goes down. Contact in the box. Let's see if the Rowdies can get a call. No, it will be a corner though for Tampa Bay.
Well, It was return. What a return it would have been for Sean Barry in our lang. Kwadwo Poku seeing the running, and there's Barry coming from deep on the right-hand side. Tries to just dink it past the keeper. And Matt Boehner cleans up. The ball was going wide anyway, but Boehner taking no chances. And another corner for the Rowdies. They played short.
Fernandez takes a rip. Oh, he has just got an absolute cannon of a left foot.
You know, you rush into Leo Fernandez, he goes around you, you step back, and he can take a shot. Just a nightmare to cover.
You know, we have seen him put so many defenders on roller skates. Absolutely helpless with what Fernandez can do when he is attacking so shifty in that play earlier tonight. Dakers to throw it in for St. Louis FC. Umar. Keep in mind, just a 2-goal cushion for Tampa Bay. Certainly not insurmountable here in the remaining time. St. Louis can just get that first one. Starting to possess a little bit better here over the past 10 minutes. Rowdies again will take care of this one though. That back line has been a wall with Diakite and company. Guenzati now pushing it forward. Play made by Sam Fink. That ball would have gotten through, it would have been serious trouble. Guenzati with a tackle just outside the center circle.
Well, great recovery by St. Louis.
A little surprised. Not some discipline issue there to Saba. What do you think?
Guenzati was completely out of position and just lunged from behind. And thankfully, on his part, got away without a yellow card. But good job by St. Louis staying in it, tracking back even though they're 2-0 down. Getting caught on the counter as they push forward.
Ball sent in by Boehner, again headed out. Really seeing that Rowdies defense at work. Ekra takes one off the side of his head. As we play on here, Oscar Umar sending it back. Well, the Rowdies have your summer plans all set with $10 kids tickets to all regular season home games. Tickets available to all children 17 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. For more information, visit rowdiesoccer.com/ticket specials. Together, Rowdies. A chance to see some of my good high school friends before the match with their sons. Paul Martin, Matty Moralejo paying us a visit up here in the booth. And the Rowdies experience simply unparalleled around the Tampa Bay area. Zaduro again in on a physical play that time. And watch this, Ekra takes one right off the side of his face.
Nothing he can do about that. Jan Ekra in the right place at the wrong time.
Lewis Hilton lofts this one in the air. McCarthy reels it in once again.
Well, if you're Coach Collins, you're going to want the Rowdies to keep possession and move the ball from side to side. Have some patience and allow the St. Louis team to push forward as we see St. Louis using a high press here. And here comes Dominic Aduro getting past that press.
Aduro with some help, tried to blast one with the left foot. Looks like he maybe could have given that one up.
Well, we saw a lovely late run by Leo Fernandez. Aduro probably did not see him. Here he is. An excellent run by the Ghanaian.
Now it's Moran. Over to Caleb Richards.
What a find for the Rowdies. Caleb Richards leads the team in minutes. You look at all these stars like Pape Diakite, Dominic Aduro, Leo Fernandez, Seba Gwenzati, and who leads in minutes on this team? But the governor, Caleb Richards.
Poku trying to get it to Mkosana. Mkosana been a little bit quiet tonight. Does have the assist though. He's not had the scoring opportunities that we perhaps thought.
Yeah, credit to St. Louis. They have kept in front of him, behind him. But the service has come from the sides from Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson tonight. Can't forget Kosana, of course, setting up that goal for Gwenzati for the second one. So he's played his part. Oh,
Kosana, nice little flick. Here come the Rowdies again. Sean Barry trying to shake the defender. Fernandez! Goal!
That man they call Lucky with a brilliant flick onto Sean Barry. And who does he look for? Here's the flick. Sean Barry again coming late. Takes his time, patience. Sees the on-running Leo Fernandez, and the Samba man plays his tune. What a cool finish in the end. Just passes it into the net. And a comfortable 3-0 win. Lead, with a comfortable finish from the Brazilian.
Doesn't get much prettier than that. Third goal this season for Leo Fernandez. Mkosana will head out. And we're going to see for the first time this season Jaime Siaj entering for Tampa Bay. Lucky Mkosana congratulated for a busy night by his teammates.
What a moment for Siaj, the 23-year-old Spaniard, getting a chance here at home with 10 full minutes to play. Boy, does that uniform look clean. But the confidence of this team right now is just flowing. Everybody with flicks, touches, everybody wants to get on the ball. So much talk has happened about the 6 consecutive games of conceding. But the most important point is the Rowdies' offense has come alive in the last 10 or 11 games. The chemistry has connected. The players are flicking the balls. The runs are being made. No longer you take an extra half second to see where the player is going. They're merely reacting in the last third of the field. So yes, they may have given up a little bit on the defensive end, but offensively, this team is just rolling.
82nd minute now.
So they may not be as conservative, but boy, are they pretty.
See that confidence, as you said, absolutely flowing. Not just confidence in themselves, but in each other. Rowdies just selfless right now as we look at the out-of-town scores. Fernandez attacks once more. Boehner will watch it go off his forearm. Indy takes care of Loudon 2-0. Bethlehem gets a big victory over Louisville City FC. That's certainly a surprise. Ottawa 4-0 over Swope Park. Swope Park is just really struggling as of late. Pittsburgh 1-0 takes care of North Carolina, and Birmingham, next team that will come in here to Al-Link Stadium. And they get a victory today. New York the opponent next week. New York right now with a slim lead. Aduro trying to shake free. He gets taken down just outside the box. Dakers the honors.
Oh, excellent no call by the referee. It was all ball. But again, good run by Aduro.
Gonzati now. And the Rowdies can just sit back and take a little bit of the air out of it here. What a night it has been. I'll tell you what, for the great season it has been for the Rowdies, We certainly need more of these, Ryan, just to start to finish complete matches. Everybody touching, guys sharing, sizable leads, clean sheets, multiple goals. Love to see that more.
The one thing I want to take note of, early on in the season, this Rowdies team had a hard time playing against opponents who did not come at them, that just sat back. Now we're seeing Rowdies doing the business at home and against these teams that want to sit back, breaking them down, whether it's on the wings or through the middle like we saw in that last goal. So no more you can just sit back against this Rowdies team and get a draw. You're going to have to earn that point. As we see Umar being subbed out, the holding midfielder for St. Louis.
And coming in, Colin Fernandez, the Chicago Fire youth system, just 22 years old, out of Downers Grove, Illinois, coming into the match.
The two exciting players have come in. We see Master Kasha.
Now an opportunity for the visitors to get on the board. Rowdies looking for that clean sheet. They haven't had one in quite a while. McCarthy, a great save.
Well, you want to talk about patience. St. Louis being patient around that 18-yard box, waiting for the late runner. And there was Fernandez. Lovely layoff by Greg rather. And the left footer with a pile driver.
Now, all his weight was going to his left, and a great job by McCarthy to quickly shift back to his right and get two hands on that one.
Something we've come to expect from the number 1, John McCarthy. So as that corner goes wide, two interesting players. St. Louis picked up Master Kasha, who is an exciting player. Picked up from Real Monarchs. He's an Algerian native, and if you have not been following, the African Nations Cup just came to an end. And his country just won the African Nations Cup by 1-0 over Senegal. So they're partying hard over in Algeria tonight. And then for the Rowdies, Jaime Seaj, who is originally from Spain, has now come in, and he's a Jordan native, has 3 caps for Jordan. So two young, exciting players for these two squads has checked in.
Here's Fernandez, Colin Fernandez, that is. Barry will get a head on it for Tampa Bay. Siage, chance to get involved for the Rowdies. Barry again trying to make a difference. Kosher on top of it. St. Louis really trying to not leave here being shut out. Hungry for a goal here late, even though 3 points pretty much out of the question at this point. Shot from distance, and this one sails over the goal. We invite you to tune in to ESPN3 July 24th at 4 p.m. for a special afternoon edition of Wednesday Night Soccer, as surging Reno storms into Orange County to meet OCSC, looking to climb closer into the playoff spot. See it all July 24th, 4 p.m. on ESPN3. Ball in the box and scored. Finally, St. Louis FC on the board here in the 87th minute. So that clean sheet will elude the Rowdies once again tonight as Kyle Gregg hits the back of the net.
Always dangerous on set pieces, this St. Louis FC team, and sticking to their DNA. A perfectly struck corner by Lewis Hilton, and a header by Kyle Gregg. What a towering header that was by the big forward. So assist number 4 for Lewis Hilton, and goal number 3, I believe, for Kyle Gregg.
Make that 4 goals on the season for Gregg, one off.
And 51 in his USL career.
Leo Fernandez, his night is through, and Mohamed Kone check in for the Rowdies here in the 88th minute. So that clean sheet, Brian, has been very tough to come by for the Rowdies. And remember, they stacked up the clean sheets. They did not even allow a goal in the month of May, but they now have conceded several consecutive matches. You asked Neil Collins about that earlier this week.
Yeah, a couple tough calls, has some penalties given, some deserved, some not. But, you know, these players, they have stayed so organized and played so hard for Coach Collins that there's nothing really to complain about.
This one crossed in, immediately sent out.
And while staying in their defensive shape, they have come up with such amazing attacking play to complement that. So I don't think Coach Collins is too worried about conceding on a 7-game trot. But if you look at the goals that they have tallied in that time, it completely offsets the goals that they have conceded.
Poku.
Well, that was a quick effort in trying to waste time.
Rowdies closing in on their 12th victory of the season. They'll stay in first place in USL Championship East. New York in second place, Indy 11 in third place coming into tonight. And again, that big showdown with New York Red Bulls 2. Remember, last time these two sides locked horns. It was the Rowdies getting a 2-0 victory here at home. Rowdies have to head north next week, and I guarantee you, Red Bulls 2 is going to be waiting for the Rowdies this time.
Well, this Red Bulls team, they have scored goals in bunches in the last couple of weeks. So that high-powered offense is going to go up against this steel-tight defense. And it is going to be a matchup of the season next week.
St. Louis FC attacking once more, trying to trim the Rowdies' lead even further. Defense nice and tight this time. Poku able to send it out. Here's that counter. Sean Barry, very aggressive since checking into the match. Barry crossed the pitch. Shot and scored. Far post. Caleb Richards rings up the 4th goal of the night.
What a moment for this young man. Caleb Richards, the Englishman, again arriving late to the party. Sean Barry sprays the ball out wide, and look at the flick by Seba Guenzati. And what a finish, similar to the Leo Fernandez goal to go up 3-0. Just side-foots it into the far corner. But the flick by Guenzati was epic. And the Englishman did the rest.
Caleb Richards, what an incredible inaugural campaign he has had in USL Championship Soccer. He's done everything but score a goal. He finally has his goal here in the month of July.
So the leader in minutes just picked up his first goal, coming from left center back, just in case you were wondering. That's how versatile this man is. Cannot be dropped once he's healthy, can play multiple positions.
(4-1) Rowdies. And it is going to be one heck of a post-game party at Ford's Garage after the match.
So with Sean Barry stepping back in at right wing back, could you imagine the sleepless nights Coach Collins is going to have, wondering of his starting 11 next week?
Caleb Richards.
I mean, I think at this point, you write all the names down in a hat, and you throw the hat up in the air, and the first 11 names that drop on the ground, you pick. I mean, what a problem to have, as any coach would want that. But to manage these men who are all playing at a high standard right now is going to be a skill in itself.
So it's the 4th time this season that the Rowdies have scored 4 goals. And I'll tell you what, if we were to pick a man of the match and MVP. It'd be very hard to do it, Ryan. I mean, just off the bench, what Sean Barry has done has been spectacular. 2 assists, bringing tremendous pace. Seba Guenzati, you would think, with the early 2 goals, but I'll tell you what, it has been such a team effort across the board.
But because...
That's going to do it. Rowdies take care of business tonight after a 1-hour weather delay. And they go on to cruise to a 4-1 victory over St. Louis FC. This one was a joy to watch.
Just beautiful. The Rowdies were in full flow tonight, and St. Louis took the brunt of it. They compacted the middle, St. Louis did, and the Rowdies had a party on the wings with the Samba man Leo Fernandez and the Uruguayan Seba Guenzati getting a brace.
Let's send it down to Heather Donnelly.
Thank you, Drew. Caleb, you've been holding it down all season long on the defensive side of things, but tonight you score your first goal as a Rowdy. Tell me what that feels like.
It feels good. It's been a while since I scored a goal. But yeah, all thanks to Sean and Seba. The counter-attack was great, and it was just on the plate for me. I had to just finish.
A big 4-1 win here at home, a team win. What does it say about your team that you guys were pushing there till the very end, scoring goals with just a few minutes left to go?
Yeah, it felt good, especially to get 4 goals in the game, but we're also still disappointed we conceded in the 87th minute.
Yeah, always pushing for more. Now you're heading into a tough game against New York Red Bulls 2 next week. What do you guys need to work on heading into that game? Did anything stand out to you tonight? I know you said you conceded, maybe just what do you need to work on?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of concentration if the game's tight at the end, but we've played them before, we beat them, hopefully we can do it again, do the double. It's a 6-point game, because if we win, we gain a bigger gap on them.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
Guys.
Caleb Richards, what an emerging superstar he is. Seba Guenzati, the brace, and his teammates delivering as well. 4-1 is the final. We'll wrap this one up from Al Link Stadium when we come back.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baker's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
UFC heavyweight Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dream while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
What a night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 4-1 over St. Louis FC. Rowdies eclipsed their point total from 2018, now 43 on the season. Win number 12 as Guenzati puts up the brace. There's the upcoming schedule. 2 straight on the road at New York and Charleston before coming back on August 10th to host Birmingham, followed by heading to North Carolina and then Memphis at the end of August. Hope you enjoyed it. What a night it was. Caleb Richards, the young superstar, gets his first goal of the season off the flick by Guenzati. 4-1, the final once again. For Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch, and our phenomenal crew here at Al Link Stadium, I'm Drew Felios. Thank you so much for watching Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.